And from there, we do talk about milk. Milk right here in Nigeria. Of course, it's connected to that livestock ministry that has been created. We have joining us for that, Seun Lawal is an analyst with financial derivatives company. Hi, Seun. Good afternoon. So, we know that in March, the central bank had lifted restrictions on importation of milk and dairy products. Now we hear that the ministry has been created. This is supposed to obviously boost production there. What are the expectations from these two initiatives of the government?
Hi, Henny. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Okay, so this ministry that was created, in the long run, the creation is still very short term. So we don't know what their plans are for improvement of dairy production now, but we believe that in the long run, they should have plans in place to make sure that we can improve the production of it. Because currently, the dairy products we produce in Nigeria is around 500,000 tons, and we consume about 1.2 million tons. So there's like a 700,000 deficit that we need to, that leads to importation of these things, and we need to like pay forex to get some of this stuff into the country. So the ministry should be looking at how to bring this deficit and make sure that we can bring, we can reduce our forex expenses in the importation of dairy products.
Yeah, we know that. I mean, one of the reasons given for the creation of that ministry is to deal with the rift between the farmers and the cattle rearers, because obviously we do have the potential to produce as much and even more than what we need to produce. So I guess also looking at the area of the rift and insecurity might be one solution to boosting domestic production.
Aside insecurity, I think one of the things we need to actually look at is the production. Let me start by saying that the breed of cow we produce in Nigeria, basically 90% of them are for beef and less than 10% are for milk. So there are special breeds that are specifically for dairy products, and we don't have a lot of that in Nigeria. So what we need to do is to first solve that problem by bringing in more of these breeds, improving our production in area of these breeds. And one more thing we also need to look at is the area of nomadic rearing of cow. It's really affecting the production of dairy products in Nigeria. For example, the average weight of a cow in Nigeria is around 300 kilograms compared to Kenya, where they have 700 kilograms. And because of that, what we get from this cow is around 1.2 liters of milk per day. And Kenya is getting like 12 liters per day. So you see the difference, because some of these cows, moving them from one state to the other, you know, to graze, it affects their health. They are exposed to ticks, they're exposed to fly, which cause sleeping sickness in these animals. And all those factors actually reduce their output. So if you are able to like branch into the ranching kind of system like they practice in Kenya, aside the insecurity, we should be able to ramp up production.
All right, Seun Lawal, thank you so much for that. We certainly are expectant results from that newly created ministry.
Thank you for having me.
So Ladi is just about to step in, but before that, one of the stories we promised you today is to tell you that International Monetary Fund has agreed to lend Ethiopia $3.4 billion, but they'll be having that over 4 years, and it's part of the economic reform program, which is a key step to begin negotiations with creditors on restructuring of the nation's debt. Do remember that yesterday we told you that Ethiopia is floating its currency. Now we've seen the currency, the birr, drop. But at least they do have this now. Perhaps that will buffer the value of that $3.4 billion from the IMF to be spread over 4 years. Let's head to